This long journey across the globe has just started from Delhi. We are traveling eastward to go around the planet in the clockwise direction. The life-sustaining monsoon clouds. Mount Kanchenjunga, world's third highest peak. Bay of Bengal, world's largest bay. Always on the lookout for beautiful scenes. The first stop was Bangladesh, a textile powerhouse. Malaysia, the next stop, is a multi-ethnic and multicultural society. This is cosmopolitan Jakarta. Indonesia is the only place where orangutans are found. China is a modern-day powerhouse. Like India, China is also an ancient civilization with immense history and culture. From Hong Kong, we took the longest flight of this journey to cross the Pacific Ocean. Just arrived in the land of Hollywood, a leader in many fields. The USA is an interesting place where football is played with hands and the Baseball World Series is almost a domestic affair. Mexico is a fantastic mix of tradition and modernity. It is the land of the Mayas and Mexicas and our own little Mexica. Guatemala is also rich in Mayan heritage. Further south, we saw this volcano in Central America. El Salvador on the Pacific coast is known for volcanoes and pupusas. Costa Rica is a beautiful country without an army. A brief stop at Panama, which connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Curaçao, the first stop in the Caribbean, has colorful architecture and stunning beaches. Jamaica is the land of Bob Marley, Michael Holding and Usain Bolt. The character of James Bond was born here. Arriving in Dominican Republic, famous for beaches and popular music like merengue and bachata. A glimpse of the vast Atlantic Ocean as we moved further south. An engrossing race between two plains. This is Venezuela, a place of immense natural beauty and resources. Glimpses of Caracas and the iconic Avila mountain, after which our own little Avila is named. Peru on the Pacific coast is the land of the Incas who worshipped Inti, the sun god. Ecuador, the last stop in South America, is very rich in biodiversity. As the sun sets over the Americas so magnificently, it is time to move to Africa. South Africa was the first stop in Africa, the cradle of Gandhi and Mandela, two of the all-time greats. Mozambique, on the eastern coast of Africa, is a delightful mix of African and Portuguese influences. Angola, on Africa's Atlantic coast, is rich in diamond and oil. A glimpse of Mount Kenya as the sun rises over Africa. Kenya is famous for its rich wildlife. A view of Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak. Ethiopia is a cradle of human civilization and a nursery for world champion athletes. Arriving in Djibouti, one of the hottest places in the world. On the way to Lake Assal, Africa's lowest point at 155 meters below sea level. Somalia's coastline. The Somalis were known in history as seafarers and traders. Egypt is the home of ancient civilizations and some of the most amazing monuments ever built by mankind. In Khartoum, capital of Sudan, we saw the point where the Blue Nile and the White Nile meet. A wonderful view of Juba, capital of South Sudan, the youngest country. Eritrea was the last stop in Africa where we saw glimpses of its unique architecture. On way to Europe, a glimpse of the African coast along the Red Sea. Ireland, the first destination in Europe, appeared to be a remarkably green country. What a wonderful sight! Glimpses of central London and its famous landmarks. France is a delight for those interested in art, architecture, literature, cuisine, wine. Well, the list is endless. Luxembourg is where the Schengen Agreement was signed to create Europe's borderless Schengen area. A beautiful community between Luxembourg and Frankfurt. Landing in Austria, the land of music and Mozart, of medieval castles and the picturesque Wachau Valley. Belgium, for many people, is the land of chocolates and the adventures of Tintin. In Milan, we got glimpses of history, culture, cuisine, and high fashion, the hallmarks of Italy. A view of Julian Alps before landing in Slovenia, a beautiful country. Further along the picturesque Adriatic coast, Montenegro is a paradise for tourists. A view of the Mediterranean Sea from Malta, known for its fortified medieval city of Mdina. Turkey is a historical and cultural powerhouse which has seen history from a vantage point. Glimpses of Pamir Mountains on way to Kazakhstan. Astana was the coldest place in this entire journey. Arriving in Sana'a, where we learned that the Yemenis love chewing cut leaves. Jeddah on the Red Sea coast is the gateway to Mecca, Islam's holiest place. The UAE was the last destination before returning to Delhi. A view of Hindu Kush on the way back to India. And finally, we are back to Delhi from where we started this long journey around the globe. This journey across the globe has simply underlined the age-old wisdom that human beings are the same across countries, cultures, societies, religions, and boundaries, natural or man-made. The world is indeed one.